Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Advanced Warfare in Depth. In today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing the M1 Irons, which is the new DLC weapon that was just added to Advanced Warfare. And the cool thing about this weapon is it was completely free. You don't have to be a Season Pass owner, you don't have to get a DLC, you don't have to buy it, it's not an advanced supply drop weapon, it is just completely free to anybody. So if you boot up your Call of Duty today, if you're playing on Xbox 360 or Xbox One, you'll have this gun already loaded in there. PlayStation users will be getting it in approximately a month because the exclusivity deal with Microsoft is still in place. Xbox gets it first. There's a couple of unique properties about the M1 Irons before I get into the hard stats, which there will be plenty of today. First of all, this is not a secondary weapon. This is actually a primary weapon, so if you want to run an assault rifle or sniper rifle with this, you have to use overkill, and it's also not classified as a marksman rifle, as an assault rifle, as a primary pistol, or anything like that. It's actually in the specials category, so if you want to select this one, you're going to have to tab over all the way to where the riot shield and the MDL and that kind of nonsense is, and there you will find the ever so awesome M1 Irons. The M1 Irons damage profile is very strong. It'll deal 52 damage up close, decrease to 34 damage at medium range, and then a slight drop off to 33 at its absolute maximum range. This is a very, very high damage weapon. Do not underestimate the amount of damage that this weapon can put out. What that means is it's a 2-shot kill up close, 3-shot kills at medium range, and a maximum of 4 at long ranges. More often than not, with the way people use this weapon, you're going to see it 2-shot killing a lot and 3-shot killing a lot. You won't see a whole lot of the 4. Of note, the headshot damage is 1.4x, which is a little bit higher than most of the primary weapons. It's more in line with the secondary pistols. This does not allow you to one-shot kill people. If you shoot them point blank in the face with this, you'll deal about 75 damage, but unfortunately your target won't die. And it doesn't really affect your 3-shot kill range either. What this is really useful at is at maximum range. At max range, when you get a headshot, it makes a really, really huge difference, not really before then. But I should note that it has a high total damage output, that even though your shots to kill aren't changing a whole lot, you will be dealing a lot of damage, and if your enemy is slightly weakened or recovering from a grenade, you can drop them super quickly. This weapon also has excellent range. The 2-shot kill range is 20 meters. That's actually quite a long way. That's the same 3-shot kill range as the HBR3. That's way beyond the maximum effective range of shotguns. That's more than the 3-shot kill range of the base model ASM1. This gun has an excellent and very long 2-shot kill range, and that makes it very, very dangerous. The 3-shot kill range isn't bad either, all the way out to 30 meters. 30 meters is where your assault rifles and SMGs are starting to drop off. You don't have that many gunfights outside the 30-meter range in a Call of Duty game because they're a little bit close and clustery, but just keep in mind that the 2-shot kill range is excellent, and you will be able to get a lot of 2-shot kills with this weapon. The rate of fire on the base variant is 600 rounds per minute. This is a really good rounding number. We don't have a frame rounding issue. It's going to feel very fast. It's near to the upper limit of how fast people can pull their trigger fingers. You won't have very much oversampling. It's going to have a very, very smooth feel to it, which is how it should feel as a revolver, because we're kind of pitching this cowboy fantasy, which I'll touch on later. But of note, the Outlaw variant is the only variant that fires faster at 666 rounds per minute. You will notice a difference here because, again, it will just perform better and feel smoother in your hands, and we'll be talking about the Elite Outlaw variant and a couple of other little panels as we move through. The critical weakness to this weapon is its very small magazine size, which is only 6 rounds because it's a 6-shooter, it's a standard revolver. Thankfully, the reload speed is extremely fast. You can dump all 6 rounds and reload pretty quickly, but it's not quick enough so that it won't be a critical issue. What most people have a tendency to do with the M1 is to rush in, dump out all 6 rounds really, really fast, and then go through the reload animation. So what you'll see is somebody will duck and dodge and kind of survive the first 6, and while you're reloading, they're going to come back out and hose you down. That's one of only a few downsides to this weapon, is that magazine size. That allows you to kill one person very easily, but makes it very, very difficult for you to get anything remotely resembling a double or triple kill, and you can't punch through bodies with this weapon either. I'll talk about that in just a second. Let's talk about accuracy, because that's a very important aspect of this weapon. I'm going to be showing you some testing here, me shooting it as fast as possible, and as you'll see, the recoil is very, very low on the M1 Irons. As a matter of fact, a lot of people would say it has near to 0 recoil, very easy to control, very easy to aim with, relatively simple and predictable spread. You're not going to have a difficult time aiming with this weapon whatsoever. I would like to note that aim down sights handling is somewhat harder than it appears to be for two reasons. One of the reasons is you have no zoom when you aim down sights, and you're probably going to think, I don't have zoom when I ADS anyway, but the assault rifles, the light machine guns, even the submachine guns, they do have a slight increase in zoom to kind of simulate a field of view when you aim down sights. You do not have that at all with the M1 Irons. Also, the sticky aim range and auto aim range is considerably lower than other weapons, just like the other pistols. You don't get that nice like sticky aim that you get with submachine guns or assault rifles, nor do you get the auto aim or auto tracking or any of that kind of nonsense. It's pretty much all up to you to aim, which makes it feel and handle somewhat harder when you're aiming down sights. Now you do get those up very, very close, but the enemies don't have to get far away before all of those are gone. They're all range dependent variables. Thankfully, you have something else working in your favor, and that's hipfire. This gun has awesome hipfire. I'm showing it with akimbo right here just because I can, and with akimbo it does have a tendency to kick upwards, but with just a little bit of recoil control, you can dump a whole lot of bullets into a very, very small space, especially when they're like 50 damage bullets and it only takes 2 to kill. So it is very, very effective. Do not underestimate the hipfire of this weapon or its akimbo nature, and if you haven't seen from my gameplay, that's actually one of my favorite ways to use it. That's the way most people use it, and that's the way I recommend using it for most players. The iron sights on the M1 Irons, I'm going to classify as excellent. I almost put good or very good, but I just had an extremely easy time using them. Some people might disagree. I can kind of understand if you say the gun is somewhat obstructive, but given the range that you would normally be using this weapon, the iron sights have been very, very easy to use. We're going to be talking about some more advanced statistics than usual today because this is such an unusual weapon. Aim down sights time is 125 milliseconds, which is very fast. It's the same speed as the rest of the pistols, the PDW, the Atlas 45, things like that, but the submachine guns and assault rifles all aim down sights a little bit slower than this, and this is to kind of simulate the gunslinger cowboy kind of thing. Like, you can draw it out and you can aim down sights super, super quick, so you can snap aim people really, really hard. The Outlaw variant actually has a faster aim down sights time than this. Instead of 125 milliseconds, it's 106 milliseconds. Extremely fast. You can put a quick draw on top of that and do near instant ADS with the Outlaw variant. Very, very dangerous. While the aim down sights time might be very fast, of note, the raise and drop times are kind of schizophrenic in their approach. They can't seem to make up their mind on what they want to do. The raise time is 700 milliseconds, which is extremely slow. That's slower than most of the assault rifles, sniper rifles, other weapons in the game. It really is. It's right up there like with an assault rifle in kind of slowness. It doesn't handle really well, which you would think would be strange because it's a cowboy pistol. You'd think you just whip that thing out super fast. Of course, it's faster with fast hands, but the drop time is 250 milliseconds, which is actually extremely fast. It's one of the faster drop times in the game. I guess it's a pistol, you can just literally drop it or put it away really quickly. So this is a terrible weapon to rely on if you have like a sniper rifle class and you want to draw a pistol or draw a secondary really quick. This actually doesn't work very well for that because the draw time is very, very slow. However, if you're using the M1 Irons as a primary and you have ammunition concerns because you've only got 6 rounds, and you damn well should have ammunition concerns because you'll run out very quickly, then your drop time, the time to put it away, is actually very, very fast. So it's really actually not that illogical to run the M1 Irons and then another pistol or an overkill submachine gun or something like that you can just draw out super, super fast. Just thought I'd make a note of that because it's different. Also, kind of surprising on this one, it has a low wall penetration factor. For such a high damage weapon, I thought it would be medium or heavy and you could punch through walls and wall bang with it very easily. This one has the lowest wall penetration factor in the game. Same thing as kind of the weaker submachine guns and things like the PDW and the Atlas 45. You won't be getting very many wall bangs with this weapon. It's just not going to happen, and I would highly recommend against going for that. As for what I think about the M1 Irons, I think this is the best 1v1 weapon in the entire game. Hands down. If I'm going to go into a 1v1 gunfight, especially in a relatively close quarter situation, this is the best. I prefer this over shotguns, submachine guns, over the ASM-1. You can do nasty, nasty things with this gun, but this is terrible for 1 versus 2. If I only have to kill one person, I'm great at that. This is a very mechanically skill-dependent weapon. If you miss your shots, if you can't aim, if you depend on the auto-aim, if you panic, they're going to kill you. But if you're a good player, you aim properly, and you just land your first couple shots, you can drop them really, really fast. But after you've dropped one person, you're probably out of ammo, and you're going to have to reload for the second person. You're almost never going to be able to win a 1v2 gunfight like you can with fully automatic weapons with giant magazines. You just can't do that. You're not even going to be able to win rapid 1v1s. You can't 1v1, reload really fast, and then do another one because everybody knows what you're using, and they're just going to bum rush you as soon as you're done with ammo. So keep in mind, 1v1 situations, if you just want to guarantee that you get one kill, excellent gun, 1v2 or more, not so much. There is a question as to whether the weapon is overpowered or not. It's only been out a couple hours. I've only played a couple games with it. I can't tell you for certain. I can tell you that it is extremely strong, and it will kill people very, very quickly. I'm not going to say it's unfair because everybody gets it. We can all do the same thing. And the balance on this one really is just the ammo count. That's you guaranteed to kill one person really quickly and then pretty much nothing else. So it's not going to be overpowered and hosing everybody down, though it may be viewed as spammy or annoying. Now let's talk about attachments and variants. There are two different ideal ways to run the M1 Irons. You can run a gunslinger class, which is a single M1 Irons, and you want to run quick draw and advanced rifling so that you can aim down sights really, really quick. Advanced rifling extends your range. That extends the 2 and 3 shot range, extremely important. And you aim down sights and you pick people off and you shoot very quickly. I think just those two attachments is the ideal way to run this class, but of note, the tactical knife is also very, very good for when you run out of ammo, and even though the iron sights are quite good, there's nothing wrong with the red dot on the M1 Irons. It actually feels pretty good on occasion to run the red dot sight. The other school of thought on this one, the one that I'm a little bit more fond of, is what I call the Akimbo Master. The only two attachments you need are Akimbo and Advanced Rifling. I think that's the only ones you can even put on the gun. Advanced Rifling to extend your range, and Akimbo for your hip fire. Akimbo does not decrease your fire rate, it does not decrease your range, and it doesn't decrease your hip fire accuracy. All of those are completely constant, so there's no real negative effects of hip fire other than that you can't aim down sights. So I use this. I've done akimbo weapons really hard since Black Ops 1, so this floats my boat, and I had by far the best results using this weapon with akimbo, so that's the way I would recommend it. As for which variants are best, there are two that really stand out for me. One is Enlisted and one is Elite. The M1 Outlaw is the Elite variant, and this is a very good one because it has faster aim down sights and a faster rate of fire. Both of those are really good. I mean, you can aim down sights really quick, you can dump bullets out really quick. On the M1 Irons, there's a slight range decrease. Your 2-shot kill range, which is the most important thing, isn't changed, so good on that. But you do get to 4 shots kind of faster. It gets a little bit dumpier outside of close range, and you have one less magazine. Still an excellent variant. The best M1 variant for akimbo is the Enlisted variant, which is the M1 Enforcer. It does have a slight range decrease on your medium damage range in the exact same way that the Outlaw does, but it has a 10% tighter hip fire spread, no penalties to fire rate, no penalties to a view box kick, no magazine penalties, nothing like that. So the M1 Enforcer is going to be the way to go to get a near purely bonus hipfire box tightening up. Going to be very, very nasty that way. Guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. The next episode is going to be on the Pytake rework, and then after that, we're going to be looking at the KF5 single stack. Drifter out.